open the Revit file and to get the elevation, you don't have to use the elevation from here, but instead we will do as if you go in here, you get the camera, right? So that's the perspective camera. But you have to uncheck this. If you see here, there is a perspective checked in there, right? You have to uncheck that at the top left corner in here. That's perspective, just uncheck it. So you will get that camera in just in elevation view. So place wherever you want to show the elevation and you will get the elevation like that. So if you want to just zoom in, just a smaller area, just a reception or something like that, you can just crop that window. Because if you use the camera, you will able to render this elevation. So that's why we are using the camera. Just giving you the small area just to show. So this I have open it. I will just rename that as elevation 1. So this, if you just go here, visual style, if you see it's just a hidden line, right? Click on visual style in here and go on graphic display option. Okay, now here we will add the sketchy line effect. Okay, so you should keep it the hidden line the same way. Then you have a lot of options in here, the shadow, sketchy line, depth, lighting and everything. We will just drop down the sketchy line one and check the enable sketchy lines. Okay, and then you can play along in here, but I would suggest don't play jitter. If you want to see how it looks, you will see I just change it. And then extension. So if you see the extension is like when you sketch, you get the corner extension, right? That's like some sketching style. So you can corners, you will determine that. So you can just go for 2 to 3 or 5. Let's see how it looks. Just say okay, and you will see it changes, right? So let me go back and I will change the jitter to less. I don't want, so possibly keep it 0 to 1. You don't want to lot of jitters. Keep the extension how much you want and see how it looks. I'll go for 4. You can try look how it, sorry. So if you see here, you can see that extension like that in your drawing. So this is kind of sketchy line effect. Like usually whenever you have to export an image, you will go in file and then export. And when you're exporting, you have to go in images and animation. So file, export, images and animation, and you will choose image because we are exporting as image. Okay. Now we have to do some changes in here to get it right, because when we have to export the elevation and the render image, and it should be on the same size, right? Open the export image. You need to choose where you have to save it. Okay, save. Okay. So I'll just say elevation 1 sketchy lines. and I will save it wherever I have to save it. And then you need to do some changes in here. So instead of fit to pixel, you can click like check the zoom tool and make it 100%. Okay. And then you have options in here, right? That is, instead of JPEG, you can change to PNG. Again, all thing you just change to PNG. And the raster image quality, you have to make it 300. So you will get a high resolution image there. Zoom to 100%, PNG, and raster image quality 300. And then you can say, okay, you can go in view, rendered in a cloud or just rendered. You need to do same changes in here. Okay, so if I have to just render, you will select if you want to do the medium, but when for the final, choose just the best. And instead of screen, choose the printer. And if you remember, for this one, we choose 300 DPI, right? You have to keep that as well here, 300 DPI. And then you can just play, if you have the exterior, you can play along in here. This is an interior room, so I will just choose an interior. And then I will just click in here, 3 dots, and you get the sun setting. For this one, we just keep the still, and then you can choose the location of your project where it is located. You can choose the date or the time of the day as per your convenience or whatever you want to see. And then we will say, okay. And then you can just go and render. Let me just keep it the draft. So I will just show you. It will get rendered. So if you are rendering in the cloud, whenever you're saving it, I will tell you to go and there is an option where you can use the exposure value and turn on transparent background in your cloud option. Okay, I am not able to go in my cloud, so I don't have any right now, but you can just go and do the turn on transparent background and save as a PNG. So this will get rendered this way. Okay, so you will get 2 files in the same resolution, 300 and 300. Okay, so this is for the elevation. I will show you what to do for the renderings as well, and then I will show you once you have done how you can export it, import it into to the Photoshop, to the perspective. So I'll just cancel this. Okay. Now, if you have like a view already set in your Revit, you can just click on that view. And then same thing, you will go in here, graphic display option, hidden lines. So style should be hidden lines, and change the sketchy line effects as per your convenience. So if you see here, I have just like 5 or 3 or 4. You can extend it. Jitter, I have just keep 1, but you can play along and see how it looks. So if you see here, how does it look? You have like this kind of sketchy line there. All the outlines in here. Make sure you go on a size crop and change to scale. So whenever you do that, your resolution will not get affected. It will scale according to the image. So in perspective, you have to do the scale log proportion instead of field of view. So again, I will tell you what I have to do. You have to just click on this and go on size crop. You go on a size crop and change to scale. So whenever you do that, your resolution will not get affected. It will scale according to the image. So in perspective, you have to do the scale log proportion. Same thing to export. Go in a file, export, go in images and animation, image, zoom to 100%, PNG, raster image quality 300 dpi, and save as reception sketchy lines. Okay. Save. Okay. And then you will do the same thing to render with 300 dpi, change the setting according to your likes and how you want. So you have to just play around and then you will get the image. So this was the Revit part. Okay.